Chapter 7 is on skin structure, growth, and nutrition. So by the end of this chapter, you'll be able to describe the structure and composition of the skin, list its functions, list essential nutrients. You'll be able to tell me about the food groups and dietary guidelines set forth by the USDA. And you'll be able to list and describe the vitamins that you need. So why should we as cosmetologists study skin?
Recognize skin conditions and diseases.
In 21st century, skincare has entered the realm of high technology, so you'll learn a lot about the latest developments in ingredients and the start of the art of delivery systems in order to help protect, nourish, and preserve the health and beauty of your client's skin. I feel like every time I get on TikTok, there's something else I learn about because there's so much stuff that is coming out now with skincare. Dermatology is the study of the skin, its nature, functions, diseases, and treatments. And a dermatologist is a physician engaging in the science of treating the structures, functions, and diseases of the skin. So a cosmetologist and an esthetician. A cosmetologist is skilled in the cleansing, beautifying, and health preservation of the skin. An esthetician, like Tara, specializes in the cleansing, beautification, and health preservation of the skin. Skin specifics of the weight, the numbers here are based on somebody who weighs 150 pounds. So the skin is the largest organ. For somebody that weighs 150 pounds, it covers an area of 2 square yards, weighs about 9 pounds. It protects muscles, bones, and nerves. It's a barrier against the environment. The thinnest skin is on your eyelids, and the thickest skin is on the soles of your feet, and continued pressure causes calluses. Healthy skin is slightly moist, it's soft and flexible, smooth and fine-grained, slightly acidic, and it reacts quickly to touch. Appendages of the skin are hair, nails, sweat glands, and oil glands. The epidermis is the outermost layer. It's the thinnest. It has no blood vessels, many nerve endings. The dermis is the underlying inner layer. It's also known as the derma, corium, cutis, true skin, and it's 25 times thicker than the epidermis. It's highly sensitive. It contains blood and lymph vessels, nerves, sweat and oil glands, papillae, hair follicles, and erectopili muscles. So I drew a section of skin here, and I made the dermis look way shorter, or way thinner than the epidermis. I need to bring it down here, but just keep in mind the dermis is under the epidermis, and it's 25 times thicker than the epidermis. So the epidermis has 5 sections. The first one is the stratum corneum, and that's your top layer. It's the horny outer layer. It's the layer that we see in service. Its cells are scale-like. They shed continually, and they are replaced by the cells from underneath. They're made up of keratin, which is a fibrous protein. It's also the principal component of hair and nails. Cells combine with lipids or fats produced by the skin to help make the stratum corneum a protective, water-resistant layer. The one underneath the stratum corneum is the stratum lucidum. It's clear, transparent, and it's just under the stratum corneum. It's made of small cells through which light can pass. The stratum granulosum is the granule layer. It's composed of cells that are filled with keratin. They look like granules and they die as they're pushed to the surface to replace cells that are shed by the stratum corneum. So stratum granulosum, the cells look like granules. The next layer, the fourth one, is the stratum spinosum. It's the spiny layer just above the stratum dermativum, and this is where the process of skin cell shedding begins. The stratum dermativum is the bottom layer of your epidermis. It's the basal cell layer. It's the deepest layer of the epidermis, made up of differently shaped cells. It's what they call the live layer. It produces new epidermal skin cells. It's responsible for growth of the epidermis. Contains melanocytes, which produce dark skin pigment. And that pigment is called melanin. And melanin protects sensitive cells in the dermis, below the epidermis, from the harmful effects of UV light, the sun, and tanning beds. The dermis is the layer under the epidermis, and it has two layers. It's also known as the derma, corium, cutis, or the true skin. It's 25 times thicker than the epidermis. It's highly sensitive, contains blood and lymph vessels, nerves, sweat and oil glands, hair follicles, erectile pili muscles, and papillae. The first layer is the papillary layer. It's the outer layer of the dermis directly below the epidermis. It contains small cone-shaped projections called papillae of elastic tissue that point upward to the dermis. Some contain loop capillaries, others contain nerve fiber endings for the sense of touch called tactile corpus cells, as well as some melanin. The second layer is called the reticular layer. It's the deeper layer of the dermis that contains fat cells, blood and lymph vessels, hair follicles, erectile pili muscles, and it supplies the skin with oxygen and nutrients. Subcutaneous layer is the fatty layer below the dermis. Adipose tissue or subcutaneous tissue. It varies in thickness according to age, sex, and general health. It gives smoothness and contour to the body, contains fats for energy, and acts as a protective cushion for the outer skin. Circulation is maintained through arteries and lymphatics. How the skin is nourished. This will be on your test, and it probably will even be on your exam. I know it was on mine. Your skin cannot be nourished from the outside. It's nourished from the inside on what you put into your body. Blood supplies nutrients, molecules such as protein, carbs, and fats to the skin. Nutrients are required for cell life, repair, and growth. Lymph bathes the skin cells, removes toxins, cellular waste, and has immune functions. Nerves of the skin. Motor nerve fibers are what cause goose flesh or chill bumps. They're distributed to erectile pili muscles attached to the hair follicles. Sensory nerve fibers send messages to the brain, react to cold, heat, touch, pressure, and pain. They're found in the papillary layer, and they're abundant in your fingertips. Secretory nerve fibers regulate perspiration. They're distributed to oil and sweat glands of the skin. They regulate excretion of perspiration from sweat glands and control the flow of sebum to the surface of the skin. Sense of touch. Nerve endings are found in the papillary layer, and they register touch, pain, heat, cold, and pressure. Skin color. It depends on the amount of melanin you have. Melanin are tiny grains of pigments in the stratum dermativum. There's two types. This will be on your test too. Pheomelanin are red to yellow in color, and then eumelanin is dark brown to black in color. Your skin color is also based on heredity. Skin color varies among races. Dark skin contains more melanin, and the genes determine the amount and the type of pigment that are produced in an individual. Strength and flexibility of the skin. Collagen and elastin give strength, form, flexibility to skin. Collagen is a fibrous protein allowing skin to stretch and contract. The fibers weaken as you age and your skin wrinkles and sags. Elastin is a protein base that forms elastic tissue. It gives skin elasticity, helps your skin regain its shape even after repeated stretching and expanding. Glands of the skin. Sudoriferous glands are your sweat glands. They regulate body temperature and help eliminate waste. Excretion of sweat is controlled by the nervous system. Sebaceous are your oil glands. They secrete sebum that lubricates the skin and preserves the softness of hair. Sebum flows through the oil ducts, leading to the mouths of the hair follicles. When the sebum hardens and a duct becomes clogged, a pore impaction called a comedone, which is a hair follicle filled with keratin and sebum, is formed. This can cause acne, a papule, or a pustule. Acne is a chronic inflammation of sebaceous glands, and it's caused by the P. acnes bacteria. Functions of the skin. Protection, sensation, heat regulation, excretion, secretion, and absorption. Nutrition and maintaining skin health. Essential nutrients that you need to have to maintain not only your skin health, but your health overall in general. You need carbs, fats, proteins, minerals, and water. Here's the food pyramid. I did a horrible job drawing it, and from my understanding, I think RFK made changes to it, but this is what's in our book, and this is what will be on your test. So the groups you have: grains, veggies, fruits, milk, meat, poultry, and fish and beans. It's important to eat a variety of foods. You want to eat a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables and grains. You want to eat low fat, low saturated fat, and low cholesterol. So at the bottom, they suggest 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, or pasta a day. Veggies 3 to 5, fruits 2 to 4, milk, yogurt, and cheese, eggs, fish, meat, dry beans, and nuts 2 to 3. And then your fats, oils, and sweets, use sparingly. You also need moderate amounts of sugars and salts, including the sodium and modified sugars in prepared foods. Drink water. You'll need to drink your body weight divided by 2. So I weigh 200 pounds. I should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Keep your alcoholic beverages to a minimum. Balance your diet with physical activity and maintain or improve your weight. Maintaining skin health. Vitamin A improves the elasticity and thickness of your skin. Vitamin C accelerates healing. Vitamin D enables absorption of calcium. And vitamin E protects against the sun's rays. It's important to keep in mind that you have to eat healthy, and it's good to take supplements, but taking supplements shouldn't replace healthy eating. Water in the skin. Water makes up 50 to 70% of the body's weight. It sustains the health of cells, helps regulate body temperature, and aids in proper digestion. So, mild dehydration can slow your metabolism by 3%. Drinking water reduces hunger pains. Water reduces cracked skin on the feet and lips. Dehydration causes fatigue, and a drop in body water of 2% can cause you to have fuzzy short-term memory. That's the end of chapter 7. So, why should we study skin?
Various skin disorders and diseases.
Mm-hmm. And